Hey guys, I'm Jen and this is Leslie, and we're here in Sprezzatura for Saffron and Sass.
We are here for Saffron and Sass, and guess what? Our topic for today is don't go breaking my heart. I wouldn't if I tried. Okay, so why are we talking about this? Because we've got to be heart smart. We have got to take care of ourselves. And ladies, come on. We do it for everybody else. We don't always do it for us.
Yeah, do you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? Not great. And it's heart, it's heart what?
It's American Heart Month.
American Heart Month,
National
Heart Month, Heart
Yes.
Month.
Yes, which a lot of people think, oh, that's Valentine's Day. Well, all right, we've had Valentine's Day, and that was nice, but you know what? You need to take care of your heart more than one day out of the year. It's 365 days a year. And as women, we've got so much going on all the time. Stressful, very.
Exactly. And of course, we're here in Sprezzatura in the restaurant, and one of the things that we were just talking about is the stress of the restaurant industry in and of itself. So how can we do a better job of taking care of ourselves so that we don't eat greasy, nasty food late at night because we didn't eat during the day, or we're so hepped up on adrenaline after our shift that we can't come down, so we go home, we think drinking alcohol is a great idea. What are some other things we could do throughout the day? How can we take care of each other as women and also as industry professionals? And so we're going to talk about a few things today. We're going to share with you some awesome sweet treats that Leslie made that she's going to share with you. I'm going to talk about beans and greens, how we can cook at home in advance, take better care of ourselves.
And you know, one of the things that I find personally is I am a wife, I am a daughter, I am a mother, I am a granddaughter. This is truly like the sandwich generation, and I'm not talking about having a panini here. This is being just smashed every day with, okay, got to take care of 90-year-old mom. She turned 90 on Thursday, which is amazing, but you're like, hi, who's going to do everything for her? And that would be me.
Thank you.
And then it's our kids.
And
it's our partners, it's our spouses, it's our grandkids, it's our everybody. And like, oh, is there room for us on the plate? No. But does there need to be? Yes. So one of the things you said was, oh, I don't have time to cook. I'm just too tired to what? You're not too tired to take care of your own health, everybody. Nobody can eat for you. We cannot eat for you. This is something you need to do yourself.
It's true. And, you know, one of the things I do, because I'm here a lot in this restaurant cooking for other people, is I get up just about 15-20 minutes early and make things for me, make things for my son who lives with me, and make sure that we get our needs met first, pack up a few things, prep ahead. So we're going to show you some things to make that are really simple, that don't take a lot of time. So it's not like we're asking you to spend hours and hours and hours chopping, cooking, steaming, blah, blah. We're going to show you some things that are pretty easy.
And before we do that, one of the things that always comes up, and I see clients individually, and oftentimes people will ask me questions that they're not willing to ask the doctor. It's like, you can ask the doctor, but I'll give you the answer. So cholesterol is okay. Cholesterol, we have cholesterol in our body. That is
terrible,
blood
actually.
cholesterol.
True confession, mine's awful.
And we have dietary cholesterol, which is the cholesterol in the foods that we eat. And there's a lot of misconceptions about that. You don't need to not eat eggs. You can eat eggs. It is fine to do that. You can eat shrimp. You can eat liver if you want to, because dietary cholesterol, or what is in the foods that we eat, has minimal impact on your blood cholesterol levels. Secondly, we talk about triglycerides, that's blood fats. Does that mean you should eat a diet that's no fat? All right, let me remind everybody of the early 90s with Susan Powter shouting at everybody saying you should not eat anything with fat. It is the enemy. And so what happened? People bought all of those fat-free cookies that tasted dreadful.
Garbage.
You eat an eraser, for God's sakes, it would taste better. And everybody's triglycerides or blood fats went through the roof because of that, because it was too much sugar. And then we have LDL, the bad cholesterol, and we have HDL, the good. So people say, oh, red wine. Everybody, that does not mean having a bottle a day. That actually raises the triglycerides. So if you're going to have it, it's a 5-ounce pour. There's a 5-ounce pour.
By the way, one bottle of wine, you should get 4 or 5 glasses out of that.
Right, so if you're getting one, this is a problem. Please share, because we care. All right, that's important. Share because we care. So let's talk about these foods that we have here.
So do we want to start with the fruits?
Yeah, so we're going to start with soluble fiber. Now this is critically important because soluble fiber has a role to play in terms of helping to lower cholesterol, act like the vacuum cleaner for the body. So
Yep.
we look at soluble fiber. When you eat a grapefruit or when you eat an orange, it is not the outside peel, but inside the pith, not the pith, is that actually does help to bring your cholesterol down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, looking at apples, because in the apple it's pectin. That's the
Pectin.
fiber in there that is critically important. And actually, the peel of the apple has a substance called quercetin, which is good for your heart and also your immune system. Who knew? Eat the apple, don't peel them. Important. Then we have the gorgeous reds. And so looking
Yeah.
at red grapes. Now, red grapes, okay, and a little bit more of those. Red wine, so careful with that. And the berries.
Yep.
These have substances called anthocyanins, and they actually impact the bad cholesterol, the LDL, and help to bring it down. So
Fruit.
this is important.
You know, and the last time we talked with you guys, we talked about how many fruits and vegetables you should eat a day. Can you remind everybody, Leslie?
Yes, so at least 5, and 1 in 10 of us is doing that. So everybody, we've got a lot of work to do. We could do better with that.
Yep.
All right, in addition to that.
So what size is a portion, Leslie?
So portion size, when we're looking at fruit, it's
Your
about the
fist?
size of a tennis ball, or like maybe a softball. All right, not a honeydew, not an entire honeydew, not an entire pineapple, but this is fine. By the time
that's
you
a
peel
serving.
this, there it is. That's the appropriate
cool.
size. Or when you're looking at having a serving of fruit, basically fist size is
Yeah.
what we're looking for in this regard.
Perfect. And then you were talking about soluble fiber, and another way to do that is whole grains. So we have some whole grain items here. We also have some proteins here. So,
So when we look at whole grains,
Mm-hmm.
so Jen, what did you bring here?
well,
Everybody may
brought-
not be familiar with this.
we're an Italian American restaurant, so I brought some things that we would make here for you. One is a farro grain. There's this like trendy thing to talk about, like ancient grains. By the way, most grains are ancient. We're just they're older
I'm
than we
ancient.
are.
I'm ancient too, so
We're
it's like
kind
it's okay.
of approaching ancient, but these are older than we are. Farro is not gluten-free, by the way. It is a wheat-based grain. It grows in the middle, right now primarily in the middle of Italy, where my family's from, but it kind of originated from the Fertile Crescent, which most agrarian society did. So farro kind of looks like this. It's like a pearled, you can get it with the husk on. It's a real pain to make, but if you buy it pearled like this, I bought this today at the supermarket. This is basically, anyway, Farro, farro. And you don't make it like rice. It doesn't. You actually boil it a little, then you strain it, and then you can put it in anything you want, just like any other grain. It'll take on the flavors of anything, and it's nice and chewy and delicious.
And so other grains that we talk about a lot of people hear oats. So using oatmeal, which you can use.
See that heart? It's on the label.
That's yes. And oatmeal or a cereal made from oats. Why? Because it's a soluble fiber.
Right.
So again, it helps with cholesterol levels.
Sucks up the cholesterol
Yep.
and takes it out of your body.
And sweet or savory. I mean, there's no reason that you have to have oatmeal where you can't even see the oats underneath the amount of syrup or brown sugar on the top.
Or
You do a
cream.
baked oatmeal, right? Lots of different options that are there. And then we look at some other things that are beneficial. I'm a big bean fan, and Jen,
Yeah.
you brought this fabulous recipe.
did.
Lentils.
By the
and-
way, I have to say there are a lot of really good canned lentils now. There used to not be, but you can get some canned lentils. DeLallo makes some too. Here's another one. Here's Progresso cannellini.
And this is fast, right? To do it this
Yeah.
way, you don't have to deal with the cooking them ahead of time. And when we take something like the beans with the soluble fiber and we combine them with the greens, which are
Yeah.
also good for heart health, we end up with
beans and greens, yay! Beans and greens for us. So this is something we make here. It's beans and greens. This is pretty traditional. Now, this is an iron skillet, also great for you because you can get a little more iron when you're cooking in something like this. And so we start out with some olive oil, which is good.
olive oil is great.
Cholesterol, olive
Yes,
oil.
good fat.
And so we've got that in there. I smush up some garlic cloves
And that is the technical term, to smush something.
We smushed
right?
it.
Because we smush.
We smush.
Yes.
and red pepper flake, and then let that kind of simmer a bit. Add your greens, take your can of cannellini, strain it, add it to this, and then you can add other things that have additional fiber. Like in this case, we like pinoli nuts, pine nuts, and so we added that to ours today. You can put a little bit of chicken broth if you want to pump up your protein.
Could you put some farro in there if you wanted to, the farro?
Yeah, you could put some grain in there, and then you've got a complete protein that's vegetarian. This today's vegan, and it's delicious. But I know a lot of people in Pittsburgh are like, did you add sausage to your beans and grains? That's like an American weird thing, and that's not very heart healthy. So trying to pump it up with some nuts, some good oils, and keeping the fiber without the bad fats is a good idea.
And you would get 2 servings of vegetables there. And as you
Right.
just mentioned, the fat, and that's the other thing that a lot of times we hear, oh my goodness,
I'm eating
trying
some of
to
this.
take, I'm
I made
trying
this
to take
some
care of my heart, and I shouldn't eat any fat. And that is so not true.
Not
you want to
true.
be selective about the type of fat that you have. So
Those are good, Leslie.
this, not so much. The coconut oil, we got to be careful with this. This is a saturated fat.
That's a
and
myth, by the way.
not
People think
great.
you should eat this all the
Yeah.
time. It's not great for you.
No. Instead, we're looking at olive oil for sure. We're looking at
Avocados.
avocado. Great. We're looking at various types of nuts
Nuts.
that you use and walnuts. I mean,
Which
these
bring
are
their own oils.
pistachios and the walnuts. And the walnuts actually have omega-3, which you also will find in sardine
Yeah.
and salmon. So these are all really, really
Can I
good.
take this home?
Yes, you may. They are yours.
So these are tin fishes. This one's from Spain. You can also look at this one. It'll tell you the source. This one's wild caught in the waters of the Eastern Atlantic. Wild caught. So you want to responsibly source your fish too, so that and this has a whole lot to say about how this is sourced, which is a good thing. Tons of people think of anchovies or tinned fish like the bad stuff that you got on your pizza in New Jersey in 1975. That's not this.
These
And
are so good for you, and
really
they're shelf
good.
stable.
Shelf
Right, so if
stable.
you can't make it down to buy fresh fish, these work all the time. And we can't talk about heart health without talking about
Chocolate.
chocolate. And one of the things about chocolate, and dark chocolate in particular, is the flavonols, which are the plant nutrients in it,
Right.
and that actually help to prevent that bad cholesterol from adhering to the arteries, which is why it is wonderful.
Plaque.
Now, does that mean we should be eating all of these every day? No, but I'm going to show you a little sweet treat that is just makes your heart beat. So there we go.
Yay.
So in this particular recipe, to kind of show it in there, this is a melted dark chocolate, and I'm combining that with prunes. And the reason for that is you actually then don't have to add any other sugar because you get this wonderful
Right.
sweet taste of the prune. Prune's also good for
Fiber.
heart health. Absolutely.
Major fiber.
Then I'm going to peanut butter in there, so kind of the crunch and good fats.
Protein.
And this is a crushed up high fiber cereal. 1, 2, 3, 4. We finish it off with a little bit of grated orange peel, always my X factor, and some cinnamon. And look what you end up with.
This is a no-bake dessert.
A no-bake dessert.
And it's
it
super
feels
cute.
like an
Look
indulgence.
at how cute it is. You could bring this to somebody's house on this cute plate. Leslie will mail it to you in the mail.
And not feel bad
Just
about
tell
it.
her
And
what your
everybody,
address is.
please stop with the guilt about the eating. That doesn't help your heart. It doesn't help your brain. It doesn't help anything. It's food. We're
Right.
supposed to be enjoying it.
That's right. And the cool thing about this is, again, I want to point out, no added sugar. The prunes do the trick. You've got your peanut butter. Leslie's got the crunchy variety, right?
I got the crunch.
So
Always
it's got
about
a
the
little crunch,
all
a
the
little
time.
texture.
The crunch for the punch. There we
Crunch
go.
for the punch. And she molded these in little, like like an ice cube tray, right?
It's like an ice cube tray.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
so
I
it's
use.
really simple. So you don't
Yes.
have to go crazy trying to make a sculpture. Thank you.
I mean, you could if you wanted to do it yourself, but
See?
you know what? So much easier to do this. And I just put them in the refrigerator, and within 5 minutes, they
Just
just
take 'em
popped
right
out.
out.
You could freeze these if they last that long, and they won't because they are
People will eat
delicious.
them.
But you know what? I mean, it feels like an indulgence, but it's not. It's enjoyable. It looks good. It tastes good. Everything that is here, it's what we want people to do.
It's true, and it's
Care,
not,
not
that
scare.
hard.
That's
And
what
so
we're talking about.
Leslie made this amazing kind of still life for you to show you how to set up your pantry right. Right, it's not that difficult. So take your potato chips. I'm a major potato chip fan. True confessions. Ditch your chips and get these other crunchy items. Stock your fridge with some things that are easy to make, that are shelf stable, that are not going to break your bank, and taste great.
And do this because you know what? You only get one body. You got to take care of yourself. This hand to mouth exercise is important as everything else that we do. Be part of your own journey. Be an advocate for yourself. It's what?
It's true. So here at Spezzatura, we are going to do a couple of things that are going to be very fun, that will be heart healthy. One is Friday night. We're going to have some dancing going on in here. And if you want to learn how to do African dancing, you could do that here on Friday night on February 25th at 6 o'clock. And that includes some delicious, very healthy African themed appetizers that are super awesome. Also include some peanut butter and some other ingredients that are here. And then Saturday night we have a jazz show. So if you want to come to that, come to that. And you'll have your one free glass of wine with us at both events.
And there
Enjoy
you
it.
go. And you can enjoy, you get a little bit of cultural immersion. You get to try maybe some different foods that you didn't like.
Yeah.
And most importantly, somebody else made it for you.
That's
Even
right.
better.